Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the last call. I am Punk Rock Ian. Wow. That is Gabe.
That's me.
That's him. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Wednesday yet again. It is week 2 of Horror Fest. So we're going to be going through some of the movies that played through the week. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. Gabe, how was the week, sir?
Well, let me tell you a story, son. I had. I want to paint a picture for
Good. Usually I'm the one painting. I don't get to look at fine art as much these days. Enlighten me, sir.
you. You've had a long week, and you know that there is a run of Psycho movies on Friday night, and you think to yourself, I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get my bros together, maybe some
Yeah.
brewskis.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna watch these movies. There's a hurricane rolling through. But the worst of it's already been done, or so it seems.
Oh shit. Okay, go on.
And then, while you're in the process of watching a movie, while you are eating a steak, because it was Psycho night and Psycho is fine art, so you say, hey, I'm going to have a steak.
Nice.
The power goes out.
Yeah. I had complete we were having all of this dialogue before the show. And I was like I was telling Gabe kind of some of the things that I'm going to be bringing up. And I completely forgot that that fucking happened. How on earth could I forget that that happened?
I don't know, but I'm gonna give props to you for keeping the show going on for everybody because we only missed, even though we wiped out an entire day. I'll get to that. We only missed one movie because it was for whatever reason not streaming, and I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it anyway because I fell asleep during it. But class reunion, it was at like 2 a.m., so that was bound to happen. But yeah, so during the Psycho remake on Friday, our power went out. We were scrambling to get on with the power company to find out what the fuck was going on, and I apologize for breaking the harsh language out early, but the shit is getting old because every year around this time we lose power if there is a inkling of a little bit of a thunderstorm happening. So
Yeah.
by the time we got everything cleared off at the house, one of our friends had a generator and had it hooked up, and was like, "Yeah, y'all can come over and we can finish the movies there."
Nice.
So we drove through the storm in my truck,
Brave
thankfully.
soul.
Oh yeah, the winds were pretty harsh. My truck was sliding a little bit. Uh, we got up. Thankfully, the road leading to his house wasn't blocked off. Actually, at the fork in the road, the other way was blocked off. So I was like, damn, we got a little bit lucky there. Got over there, started watching Psycho. My dear brother looked in the bag, and the other movies were not there. So I drove back home in the storm
Jesus
because
Christ.
I am an absolute mad lad. Picked up the movies, brought them back. After all of the movies had gone off Friday, the winds had died down a little bit. Drove back home. Saturday, still no power. Drove back over to the friend's house to watch all the other movies. It turned into a mild party on Saturday. So I did watch the movies, but I don't think I retained a whole hell of a lot. So I'm going to have to re-watch those because noise. But that was okay because it was a fun time. And then Sunday, we had to cancel Sorority Sunday. And that's a damn shame because the Prowler opened the day and the Prowler it's pure Kino. With that said, we're going to reschedule it, but our power came back on at 7 p.m. Finally.
Now, what was this I remember at one point we were having some dialogue during the outage, not the night, the first night, not the psycho night, but I believe it was the day after. But the power was still not back on. You had some sort of dialogue with the power company, but there was some shenanigans afoot. You seemed pretty upset.
Oh God, let me go back real quick because there was a lot that happened during that time, so it's not like I can really really do it justice. One of the one one of the issues was the fact that people around us somehow had power, but our grid did not. That
Oh yeah. Well, having going, like I'm hardcore veteran of like storm power outages. It'll be weird. You'll see some shit where it's like every other house in a diagonal pattern fucking have power, and you're the one that doesn't, and it fucking sucks. But like, you have that happen a couple years in a row. You're just kind of like, hey, when my shit comes on, maybe I'll be the lucky one, and everybody will be envious of me this year. So and when it comes to driving in a storm, we kind of, I'm gonna say, if you go through at least three reasonably active hurricane seasons in South Florida, you just kind of get this mental clarity to where it's like, when the eye of the storm is upon you, and you're magically able to get 5 hours worth of shit done in 20 minutes because you know that you need to get back indoors as the eye passes and the rest of that storm fucking comes back. You don't even look at a clock. You're just like, what you need done. You just whap, 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 and then you're home. And you're just like, then it starts to rain and you're like, still got it.
Still got it. I worry a little bit with where I moved off the coast if I lost that, but I think I only had one thing happen on the drive, and this is going to sound way worse than it was. A tree had got knocked over on the side of the road, and one of the branches was out in the road, and it was in a curve, and I ran the fuck over that.
Ooh, okay.
And I thought, oh my God, the steering wheel did that little and I was like, if I go too far to the right, I'm in the ditch. If I go too far to the left, me and this other GMC are going to we're going to gently touch tips, if you know what I mean. And by that, I mean head on. So,
what up, D?
Welcome, D. So yeah, the other big part was, this is like in our area in the past year. Yes, D. That is, yes. In the last year, I think we've had 6 outages that lasted longer than 72 hours. And just in 2022 alone, we've had 4 for at least 24, which is absurd. So it's not like we've had that many hurricanes roll through here either. It's from just random shit. So we were a little hot with it, and let's just say some family called the power company, and a supervisor's coming out to survey our area to make some changes to the line structure.
There you go.
So hopefully it won't happen. Yeah, I mean it's getting old. I had the most painful part for me was when the power came back on and I cleaned out my fridge.
Oh, that's always, yeah. Once you get to a certain point, you're just like, yeah.
My hot sauce guy is gonna apparently send me some because I had to throw mine out, and I felt really bad about it because I was like, dude, I'll buy them. But yeah, when you start getting into the triple-digit dollar amounts after you have just bought groceries, 4 days prior, it hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, even the mustard isn't safe after a while. Yep. No. Well, hot damn, sir. Well, it's always weird to me when so when I spent the majority of my time in Florida before I ventured northward and met other people, I I always kind of thought it was funny if like Florida avoided the hurricane. Now clearly we did not avoid this one. The West Coast got it pretty fucked. Um, but I always thought it'd be funny, like, oh yeah, hurricane came through, didn't fuck with me, but it hit other states, and I'm like, now you know what it's like, motherfuckers. But I'm like, but now I know people up there, and I'm like, well, fuck.
I mean, I appreciate it. Ever since I mean, I've lived here my whole. I've at least lived in the state my whole life, and I've been privy to many a hurricane up here, especially during my time on the coast. Whenever I got that spidey sense of how much can I get done in 20 minutes, and also, should I leave town for this hurricane? If the guy with the John boat that lives next door doesn't leave, I'm not leaving.
That now, I've said it before, but there was the humorous time when I was in Wilmington, and a hurricane rolled through, and I was laughing my ass off at the weather guy on the local news because he wasn't prepared to be on the air for as long as he needed to be on the air, and he's just sweating through every fucking shirt. But like I said, he's just like this catastrophic category 1. And I'm just like, all right, buddy, ease up, ease the fuck down. like I said, in South Florida, we don't even get out of work unless it's at least a 3.
I'm still in awe of that too, because I'm thinking of like, and I can't believe I remember the damn TV station. I'm thinking of WECT with their weather people going, you know, when I was there, it was like, you know, it's a category 1, big whoop that's coming up here. But then whenever we had that one where I told you about the street that I lived on flooded and people were breaking their boats out to get down the street to get beer and drive back, which redneck ingenuity will always be like up here for me. It's crazy. You know, they don't get as crazy even for the category 3s right before I left even at this point. And I'm like, y'all do realize that this town is made to flood. Y'all have done nothing to prevent it from flooding. You perfected the perfect floodplain.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it pretty much, like I said, like once it gets to if it's a strong 3, they'll recommend leaving. They might even throw out the evacuation word. But honestly, unless it's like a strong 4, gonna be a 5, that's really like the only time where like the veterans are kind of like, might want to get the fuck out of Dodge just for a night. Just for a night, you know? That's about it. And then because this whole town survives on people just getting fucked up. It's a recreation. It's the recreation destination. All right.
Where I-40 ends, the party begins.
Yeah.
So they say.
So even when a storm comes and you're like, people should leave, like, it's like when the sewers get flooded, all the rats just kind of go tubing down the streets.
I wish we would have seen that in Rat's Night of Terror. Not to change topic, but yeah, that's what that needed.
One of the best worst movies.
And you know what's funny that I bring that up? The Prey was on that same marathon that we also watched. So look at that. It all comes full circle with us.
I've been to some okay parts of Tennessee. When I lived in Asheville, North Carolina, I used to ride over with my buddy Ty into Tennessee. It was a little, you know, podunk town, you know, fucking a lot of dirt on the walls. But
probably where they filmed Evil Dead at.
They had some fine retro game stores. So every couple weeks we'd fucking make the hour drive out there to go fucking see what new shit they got in.
Fuck. I dig it.
Mm-hmm.